Oh, you get to see me put on lip gloss. Look at that. Blending my two worlds. Hi, Chris. To see me put on lip gloss. Because it's a no makeup day. But I got my mauve moment with my Mary Kay Unlimited lip gloss. Because I can't be without lip gloss because my lips are always so dry. So, hello, love. All right, let me set up these anti-spam things in our questions, comments, and whatnots. And okay, and let me get us started on the Instagram. Okay. Goodness. So it is a no makeup day, because sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes you get a little off on your schedule, like if you're gonna, so I get up and I go for my run. I love saying that again, that I can get up and I go for my run. I will still say this, but I'm making progress. I'm making progress. So today I was so happy because I ran more than I walked, and it was really enjoyable, and it's a beautiful piece of the goal. So but the rest of the day just kept going, like going on in different directions, and so it was not in the cards today to get a shower before I was able to get on with you today, because there's just lots going on. There's just a lot going on, which is great. So, and it's exciting, and it's joy filled. It's joy filled, and I think that's definitely one of the things we want to talk about today. My husband, in a moment of divine, countenance, or those words that just pop out of your mouth. He says, I know you're grateful, and I know you're happy and full of joy. He says, but sometimes you don't show it. And I thought, now, my husband and I, we've been together for 28 years. And so I thought, oh my goodness, are you kidding? Because I feel like I show my gratitude all the time. And sometimes I think, especially as empaths, where people who are highly sensitive, we have this high level of communication with the other world. I'm talking with them all the time, saying how grateful I am, and I feel like I'm putting my journal, and sometimes I have so many conversations going on in my head that it doesn't always come out in my mouth. And so I was like, oh, how you have those times where you're like, did I say that out loud? Whoops. And then there's other times, apparently, where, especially being an empath and being someone who's communicating, I guess I forget to say stuff out loud when I'm, in that place, because I'm having a marvelous conversation with them. So anyway, you pointed out to me that that I was not. He did not get the impression that I was as grateful as I feel like I was about whatever it was we were talking about. And I just thought that was so. It gave me a giggle, to be honest. But I really thought about it for a second, like, well, who else is in that place? Like, how many times are we saying our gratitude, like in here or in here, and we're not necessarily saying it out here? And so it's important that we are taking that opportunity to express our gratitude. Now, I talk to you all the time about, journaling, and I'm very happy I got a new red sparkly journal because I finished the last one. I'm talking to you all the time about journaling and how, sharing your thoughts and your truest, intentions, and putting all that stuff down on paper. But I think that there is, I know through all of my years as a director with Mary Kay that, there is so much to say about having the thought and then vocalizing it so that your mouth has to literally form the words, and then your ears, the sound travels around to your brain, to your ears, and your ears understand that they have heard those words, and your brain goes and says, oh yes, we have understood those words. And so it's a circle where we have to really complete that circle. And I think sometimes, especially if you live in a place where maybe you're the only empath or the only person in your group that maybe is tuned in, or hi people who are joining us, hi Becca, hi Coda. We will get to readings toward the end, Becca, so hang in there with us. And so if you are like the only person, maybe you're the only person in your house that is, spiritually connected, or is an empath or something, and you may keep a lot of that inside. You may feel like, it may not be safe. When I was growing up, it wasn't that it wasn't safe, but my mom didn't believe in any of this stuff, and my dad, he believed, but it was still conversations we had in private, and it was not something that we talked about a lot, and it was certainly not stuff that we talked about with anybody else, or out in public. And so I wouldn't really tell anybody that I was talking with the spirit people or the angels, or past relatives, relatives who had passed that were in my room talking to me, or any of those things. Like, I never told anybody, because my mom, was always telling me that I was making up stories, and didn't believe me. So what was the point of telling anybody? And so we get out of the habit of making the words. And I know one of the things, in my, 20 plus years as a director with Mary Kay Cosmetics, that is one of the things we teach to the consultants, is when you have a goal or a dream or a desire or what have you in your heart, and you have this in your brain, you have it in your heart, you've got to vocalize it. Tell somebody, even if you're telling somebody you in the mirror, say it to somebody, because the act of getting your brain to tell your mouth to form the words so that your ears can hear them, so that your brain registers, I have heard that, is an incredible part of manifestation. It's not just about the emotions. We put so much energy into the emotion of, I'm manifesting, I'm grateful, I'm sending out the love, and feeling like what it's going to feel like when it actually happens. And those things are true and valid and important. But there's a physical aspect of it. There's a physical aspect of creating the life that you want. And that comes from physically expressing. And I had to realize that I wasn't, I guess, adequately expressing my gratitude, because I felt like I was expressing it in here and in here, but I wasn't expressing it here. And it's something that is so powerful when you can stop and say, I am so grateful. And so we have to be very careful and intentional with our words. So I started by sharing that this morning I was so happy that I had, a good run. And I loved saying that, I'm back running a little. I remember, really like in February, March, April, probably April or May, when I was on my walk, and I took like a step, and I'm like, let me see if I can run on my, surgically altered knee. And I took a couple of runs, and I was like, nope. So I was so happy to be back in that place. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so full of joy when I run, which is, I never thought I'd say that. But it was interesting, because I ran this morning. I was jogging past my neighbors, and good morning. And my girlfriend Julie, she says, hey, you're looking good. And I said, I said something came out of my mouth before I even said it. I said, yeah, I'm still pretty slow. What a negative thing to say. And as I ran along and I went past, and I was like, because, it just popped out of my mouth. We didn't even think about it. What a negative thing I said. And so thankfully, she lives on a cul-de-sac. And as I went around the cul-de-sac, and I was jogging away, and I said, I'm doing so much better. Every day I'm making progress. Every day I'm going forward. I don't have to be fast or slow. I'm going, and every day I'm going forward. And I thought it was so funny, because the universe is amazing and also has a sense of humor. So I come around that cul-de-sac, and I'm like chastising myself, and we should speak positive. I should speak positive. My self-talk. Oh boy, that just popped out of my mouth. Shame on me. And I kept, as I was jogging, I was reprogramming my brain. And so I came around the corner to the next street in my neighborhood, and there's another neighbor, and he stops to talk to me, and we're talking about his knee surgery and how he had knee replacement and how he needs to get out there. And I said, hey, one step at a time, just get started. I only started, and it was just a little, and now I'm doing this. And I was telling him how great I was doing and how proud of myself I was, but how I had started with such a little thing. And so in just that one half around the block, I had been able to reprogram my brain. And I think it can be that simple. It's not always that simple. Sometimes it takes a hell of a lot to reprogram our brain. But the trick is catching yourself when you're saying those things that are negative, and expressing the positive. We are so quick to express the negative, aren't we? We are so quick to say, oh, that sucked. instead of saying, boy, I'm doing the best that I can and I am better today than I was yesterday. And so we are so quick to express the negative. And so this was such a great reminder for me, for all of us, to express the positive, because your brain forms the positive thoughts and the negative thoughts, but your mouth needs to form the words so that your ears can physically hear. And when you do that, it really solidifies, because you have that place in the back of your brain. What is it, the hippocampus, or the little place in the back of your brain that is literally a tape recorder? Everything that you physically say is recorded back here. So I say I'm getting better every day. My little brain recorder back here goes, yep, you're getting better every day. And if I say something else different, negative, then it records that too. And so the physical act of saying the positive, physically saying the positive, makes such a humongous difference in our energy and in our aura and in our alignment in our chakras. And I'm telling you all this. Why am I telling you all this? Why am I telling you this? Because today is the first quarter moon. Today we are in the first quarter moon, which means we are halfway between the new moon and the full moon, right? So the energy is coming up. Energy is coming up to its peak at the full moon. And this is the time of creation, manifestation, and asking the universe for stuff. And if we are not asking it with our face, with our actual mouth, we are missing an opportunity, a huge piece of manifestation, a huge piece of that energetic connection of manifesting the life that we want. And so as we are here in the halfway point of between the new moon and the full moon, this is the time where we're climbing up, and what were your intentions that you set at the new moon? We set those intentions at the new moon. What is it you want to create in this month? And as you are climbing up that new moon, climbing up that energy and allowing it to carry you as we're moving up to the pinnacle of that at the full moon, where we have that opportunity at the top to look around and see how we're doing before the energy comes back down. This is the time. And so we're missing this piece. It's so important to connect the dots. And that is one of the biggest messages that they wanted us to share today, is about connecting the dots. Connecting the dots. Bringing yourself into alignment. We hear that all the time. It's not just about, oh, are my chakras aligned, and is my intention aligned with my actions, and da-da-da. There's more. Okay, yes, align your chakras. Yes, get grounded. Yes, drink enough water, get enough sleep, eat a plant-based diet. All of those wonderful things. And have your intentions aligned with your actions. Yes, but one of the actions must be verbal communication. Even if it's just you looking in the mirror and saying it to yourself, or saying it to your cell phone. Record on the camera on your cell phone to say, I'm getting better and stronger every day, and I am moving towards my goal of blah, 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 whatever it is. But that physical element, we talk so much about the energy, right? The physical element of your brain forms the thought, your mouth forms the words, your ears hear the words, and your tape recorder, you're back here, we don't have tape recorders anymore. Your recorder stores the information. And that's the part. It's no coincidence it's in the back, right? Goes right down the spine, right through the chakras, and connects all the energy together. But the physical part of it, not just of get yourself in the game, you have to take some steps towards what you want to manifest. Even if it's a baby step, you got to take some steps. But it's that physical piece that we're missing. And so I hadn't really thought about it, because I express my gratitude every day. I have a gratitude journal, and then I have this journal, which is my new day-to-day journal. And so every day I'm writing down things I'm grateful for. I have a prayer journal, so every day I'm writing down who I'm praying for. And then we have, the journal that's just my thoughts. So at the end of each day, I sit on the couch for a few minutes and I write in my gratitude journal, I write in my prayer journal, I write in my sparkly new red journal, and I share my day and I share my gratitude. So I figure, of course I'm showing my gratitude. I am grateful. Except I was missing that one piece. And sometimes we get so in our heads and so in our energy and so connected that we forget we're so spiritually connected, we forget to be humanly connected. So use your words. We used to say to my kids when they were young and they couldn't share their feelings, use your words. It's really, really important. All right, so that was one of the things we wanted to talk about today that was really impressed upon me, sitting on my shoulders, was really use your words. Okay, Chris says, literally writing about speaking your affirmations out loud to encode them into your brain not even 10 minutes ago. Well, how about that confirmation for you being on exactly the right track? I love that. I love when the universe shows up with confirmation. All right, and so we're going to start with, so I did grab on to, I had the privilege of attending Colette Baron Reed's Oracle Palooza on virtual event this year, and your package came with her relaunched, reimagined Oracle of the Enchanted Map cards. I will tell you, they're not my favorite cards. They've never been my favorite cards. They've never really spoke to me, but I spent the time to sit in them and to really, like, get in them. And we have been using the 3 decks that we've been using for a while now. And so I thought, well, we're gonna just give it a try today and see how it feels, because we've been using these same 3 decks, and sometimes I feel like maybe we're getting a little, like, it's time for a change. So I wasn't sure, so I'm trying to listen to, what they're telling. And so what I got was, let's give it a shot. So we're going to try and see. And so we're going to start today with our Goddess Power Oracles, because for whatever reason, I am feeling that the rising power of women. It is so fantastic to watch what is going on. Women standing up, shouting to say we will not be ignored anymore. And in light of the different laws that are being passed in Texas and in other places, it is really interesting. We've all been waiting for this sort of revolution between the right and the left, and I have to actually wonder if it's going to come down to a revolution of the female versus the male. It would not be the first time in history. It would not be. If you trace our history back far enough, you will see that we are actually a matriarchy that has been taken over by a patriarchy. So it certainly would not surprise me and a lot of people if we cycled back around, because everything is cyclical, right? So here we have the goddess that is with us today is Ain. Oh, wasn't that interesting? And I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Let me get the book. I heard you, Chris Judd. Aine. But look what her specialty is: adaptability. Adaptability. Now, isn't that interesting and not a surprise to anyone? And this is very interesting, is because her card number is 1. She is the very, very first card in the deck. Now, that is very interesting, because that almost never, ever, ever, ever happens. And how interesting that in this time of talking about beginnings and manifesting and really getting ourselves on a new track, on the right track, and really connecting ourselves to the stuff that is going on. How interesting that we would choose card number 1, brand new beginnings. And this is Anya, is how her name is pronounced, Aine, but it's pronounced Anya. And it says, when you've I love this already. I love this. When you've set intentions for how your life could be different, better, fuller, juicier, prosperous, creative, more meaningful, etc. Adaptability is the power you need to rely on. The old familiar you, the one who is used to your comfort zone, is now invited to dance in uncharted territory. Ask yourself some questions as you step into the unknown. Who do I need to become in order to experience the life I desire? What skills in me need to shift in order to manifest my dreams? And I love this, because these are exactly some of the questions to be asking out loud, using your mouth. So I love this. Absolutely love this. So we're going to shift then to our Oracle of the 7 Energies to figure out which of our energy centers is being activated with Anya. And I bet we can guess, but we'll wait and see, because, I'm always so enamored. I don't like to use the word surprised, because, after all this time, I'm not surprised. It never surprises me. It still awes me. I am still, every single day, I am still like, wow, like absolutely amazed. But I'm not surprised when the universe shows up, because the universe always shows up. We allow the universe to come. The universe will always show up. It's just a matter of the wow. Like, I never want to not be wowed. And we should never be so complacent that we stop being wowed by when the universe shows up in our world to show us and to help us with whatever it is that we're trying to manifest. So here we have, seriously, Waking the Lion. Waking the Lion. I love this. We have seen Waking the Lion before. Waking the Lion is our solar plexus chakra. It is yellow. This is all about who we are and how we see ourselves and how we interact with others, and really so much about self-awareness and self-talk. The solar plexus chakra, so much about self-talk and so much about how a self-esteem and our deserve levels, which is so much about manifestation, the deserve levels, and how we are showing up in the world in our own mind. And I absolutely love that. So of course, the first card is going to be Anya with adaptability and number 1, and then the second card is going to be our Waking the Lion in that yellow solar plexus chakra. That is so much about how we relate to ourselves and how we see ourselves and how we relate to others. Okay, just how we show up in our relationship to what is around us, how we show up in relationship to what is going on around us, the people around us, our environment, how we see ourselves in the world. Love it. And Waking the Lion reminds us that we have so much power and ability to manifest the hell out of whatever we want. We just have to get in the game. We have to do things in the right way. And so we're talking today because we miss one of these really important steps with that verbalization. Even if you're just verbalizing it to yourself in the mirror, it still counts. It still counts. And so here we have protection. We have this card is call back your power. I mean, really, I just love this. You can't make this stuff up. Call back your power. This is all about protection. This is all about reminding yourself how strong and capable you are. And then we have Duma. Hello, sweet friend. Hello. Oh, I know you asked me for this question before. We'll see what we can do for you, my darling. And then reminders from your soul family that you are not alone. You are never alone. You are never, never alone. Your soul family is here. Your soul family is here. You are never alone. But one of the biggest things about your soul family outside of your physical world is you must invite them in. You must invite them in. Our angels, our guides, our loved ones in spirit, they are sitting on the edge of their seats. They are waiting for us to, well, maybe not seats, but they are waiting for us to say, please help me. I welcome your advice. I welcome your guidance. I welcome you. Please help me. You are welcome to be part of my world, part of my life. I am so happy for you to be here. Gratitude, right? Then that's where we started, because gratitude is the gateway for them to say, oh, she's ready. He's ready. They're ready. Let's go help them. Gratitude makes a huge difference. Okay. So, and then of course, the reminder for us to get grounded. The reminder for us to get grounded, right? Because we've got to have all the things lined up. So we have our energy, we are grounded, we have our physical space, our physical self, we're taking good care, we're getting sleep, we're drinking enough water, we're eating good healthy foods, we're staying away from too much sugar, we're getting a bit of exercise, whatever is your ability to do that, we're getting a little bit of exercise, whatever that means for you, and we are then bringing in that physical aspect of the brain tells the mouth to form the words, so the ears can hear the words, so the thing in the hippocampus, the tape recorder in the back of your head can remember it and help connect it down the spine through the chakras, the energies, and the circle starts all over again, because all things are connected. All the things are connected. Would I draw a goddess card for you? Yes, I would. We are going to shift to the enchanted map, because I want to bring in a card for that, for this new deck, and then we're going to see what we can do for Duma, and we're going to see what we can do for Becca as well, and we will pull a goddess card for Chris. Absolutely, would be honored to do such a thing for you. All right. These are so new. They're very stiff in the shuffles. All right, so which is our enchanted map card that we need to have to complete our story for this week? Okay. I always shuffle 3 times, but for some reason I'm getting the information to shuffle one more time. Okay, and so we're going to go with dry desert. Okay, dry desert. Dry desert is the reminder that we are coming out of the place of barrenness, that we can leave. We don't have to stay in the place of barrenness. We don't have to stay in a place that has not been fruitful for us. We can choose to walk forwards. We can choose to envision a new path. We can choose to walk forward. And I love this because it's number 31, which when you add it together numerology, it's 4. 4 is a number of angels. So it is also that, you know, the number of stability, because you have 4 legs on a table. So you are stable, you are walking forward, you are making progress. It is the reminder to me, this card is the reminder that we have so much more power to create than we give ourselves credit for. So often we are just programmed to feel like we are helpless and we just have to watch what happens. And, you know, Mary Kay always used to say there are 3 kind of people, you know, those who watch what happens, those who make stuff happen, and those who don't even know that something happened. And I just always liked that phraseology because we are so conditioned to watch what happens, right? We see an accident on the road, we're driving, we go, oh, okay. We're so programmed, right? The news is programmed that way. If it bleeds, it leads, right? We are so programmed to watch what happens. And I'm telling you what, you do not have to stay in that place. You do not have to stay in that place. You can choose to stand firm on your 4 table legs and walk forward. That is up to us. We have so much more power to create than what we give ourselves credit for. We work in tandem, in partnership with the universe, with the divine, with the power that is around us. We work in tandem because we have our soul family and our protection. So we can wake the lion. And our goddesses that protect us and help us to be adaptable while we get grounded, so we can get grounded and move ourselves forward. So fantastic, so fantastic. All right, so we're going to talk to Becca. Says, I keep dreaming of a letter. Becca, let me know if you're still here, because I'm feeling like you may not still be here, so I'm not connected to that energy. Chris wants a goddess card. Duma, I did not forget. Chris wants a goddess card. I would be so delighted. Please share with us the goddess card that is right for Miss Chris. Oh, a jumper, right on the front. Oh, there you go. Artemis, focus. Artemis, the goddess of Artemis. Where is she? Is she Greek? All right, we're gonna look her up. Interesting though. Look at her number, Chris. Look at her number. She is number 4. We literally just talked about this. Interesting. So Artemis, I love this because many of the time, my friend, that you ask me, are you on the right path and where does your focus need to be? And I love this because I feel very much about what you had written in the comments before, that literally you were just writing about this 10 minutes ago. That is where your focus needs to be. In order to fully embrace the intentions you have set in motion and your current conditions, it's important to seize the moment. Now is the time you can truly make your mark. As the Greek goddess of the hunt, Artemis will help guide your arrow. Artemis, I bet you probably knew that. Artemis, surrender yourself to the process of whatever is calling for your attention. Immerse yourself fully in whatever needs your focus and allow yourself the experience of deep, abiding trust. I love this card for you. And I love the fact that it is all about focus and also the number 4. I think that is so fantastic. I love that for you. So that is the goddess card for my dear friend Chris. All right, Duma, I want to talk to you about filling your heart with love. Okay, it is not an appropriate place for me to talk to you about a cheating spouse right here in public. That's a very private conversation, and I don't want to ignore the pain and the frustration that you are feeling. And so what I want to say to you, my sweet friend Juma, is to fill your heart with love, because what I feel right now is the anger and the anxiety and the frustration and the fear and the fear. And I want to say to you that nothing can be healed or fixed from that place. We can only fix through love. And whatever the outcome is, it will be a blessing to you. Whether the relationship continues or it does not, there will be blessing to you, my friend, on the other side. If you choose to stay and to stand in the relationship and try and work with your partner to fix, come from the place of love and compassion and the understanding that if there is something that is going on, what is it that is missing from the current relationship to be able to try and address that? And if it is not fixable, to walk away with your head held high in a place of love, because even through the crap that we go through, because the universe and life is not all sunshine and lollipops. It is not. We all go through crap. We all have stuff that we are dealing with as we move through this life. But all of it, even the crap, is for our highest and best good. And all of it will move us forward to a better and stronger and more wise and enlightened place if we stay in that place of love. If we just go, you know what, screw it, and we just put our head in the sand and we come from the place of anger and rage and we just like this, we learn nothing and we do not move forward, and we simply start the cycle again, which means that even if that current relationship ends, the next one will be no better. And so I encourage you, whatever that situation is, my sweet friend, to try and fill your heart with love and compassion and to work through those fears and to come with honesty with your partner to see what you can both lay onto the table and hopefully to heal your relationship. And if it is not healed, to know that you will be okay. So that is what I can leave you with, my sweet friend. And if you would like to do something one-on-one, that would be a more appropriate place for me to deal with such a sensitive issue. But I want to just send so much love to you. And I see in my mind a circle. So I know there is a lesson that you are learning here. And I believe it is for your highest and best good. And the circle is not broken. It is a complete circle. So I think you're not done in this relationship yet. And so I hope truly with all my heart that this information is somehow helpful and blesses you. Mwah. Okay. You are so welcome, Christian. Can I get a card? Ellen Jane, your grandma's coming in a dream. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Boy, I would love my grandma to come in a dream. That would be so cool. I have other people that come in a dream, but I would love my grandma to come in a dream. Yes, a card for Ellen Jane. A card for Ellen Jane. Oh, a jumper card for Ellen Jane. So this card just literally leapt out of the deck. This is Imrama. This is the place of peace. And it talks about what are you being called to do? Where are you being called to move towards in your life? And I believe your grandmother is a big part of that. Some kind of skill that she had that you share, something, some places where people would say, oh, you're just like her in following that path because she's trying to get you to see that. But this is Imrama. This is what are you being called to journey to? So where are you going? Where are you going? And your grandmother is calling you that it's time to wake up. It's time for you to, because I feel like maybe you've been complacent for a little while, and it's time for you to step forward, and she's here to guide you, and she's here to help you. She's most important, she's here to help you. So lean into that and let her, because you are definitely being called forward. It's definitely time for you, Ellen, to step up. I look forward to hearing more about what that is about with your grandmother, but she is definitely coming to take you by the hand and to lead you forward. So trust that journey and enjoy that process, because I would love for my grandma to come and visit me. That would be awesome. Well, all right. My friends, I thank you so much. It is such a joy for me to be able to spend this time with you each week. I do want to say a couple of things, a couple of quick announcements. There will not be meditation this Thursday because uh, we have the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur on Thursday, so there will not be meditation on Thursday evening. But I do also want to remind you that our online course, Becoming an Empowered Empath, is still available. And I want to encourage anyone who has not yet enrolled in Becoming an Empowered Empath, you can do that through Dworkin-Smith we are going to be moving platforms, and if you are enrolled in the class, in the online course, Becoming an Empowered Empath, before we move to the new platform, you will get a rebate on a credit on the next class that we will be launching on the new platform in the next couple of months. So I'm very excited for that. So if you have been meaning to check out Becoming an Empowered Empath, please make sure you do that at SherryDworkin-SmithLearn.com, so that you have that available, and when you enroll in Becoming an Empowered Empath, you will have a credit towards the next online course that will be launched on the new platform. And don't worry, when we shift platforms, everybody who owns the course will still have access to the course on the new platform. We're just waiting for the web designers to get that all finished up. So exciting news. That should be on the new platform probably by October. So, sorry that we will not be together on Thursday, but I'll look forward to being back together next Monday. And I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic week. And always remember how very much you are loved by the universe, by your loved ones, your angels, your guides, me, our soul community. Thank you for being with us today, sharing some time. You are loved. Mwah! Have a great week.